Well, good morning, kids. It's so good to be back with you. We're just excited about being in video. Hey, Miss Brenda, I got the video going. You need to come on here. Come on, sweet. We need to get started. What in the world did you do?
Ow!
Come here. What did you do?
Ow!
Did you fall? Oh my goodness. Come here, girl.
Ow!
What in the world did you do to your elbow?
Ow!
Well, come sit down here. Let me look at it. Come here.
Ow!
Oh my gosh, Miss Brenda done fell and done hurt her elbow.
Ow!
Well, look, Brenda, bring it over. I gotta look at it.
Ow!
I know it hurts, but I gotta see it. Oh goodness, you skinned that thing up pretty good, didn't you? Well, look, we got to get it cleaned up, okay? Now, here's what, listen, shh, I want you to, blow real quick. Hold on, let me get something to clean it up with. Hold on.
I'm gonna be sick.
Hold on, let me bring a Band-Aid so we can fix this thing. Good grief, man, you messed your hand up bad. All right, now look, I'm gonna wipe it, but here's what you gotta learn to do, okay?
Clean it up.
Guys, you help me with this, okay?
Clean
Y'all
it
pray
up.
for Miss Brenda while we're doing it.
It
I hadn't touched it yet. Goodness.
hurts.
Bring the.
It hurts.
I know it hurts. Guys, this is getting silly. Okay, Miss Brenda, you've had children before. You can't tell me it hurt this bad. All right, here it comes. All right, blow. You form a bubble. Get a bubble. There you go. Get a bubble. There you go. Keep it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. We're getting there. Almost done. Hold it. Blow it. Blow it. All right, done. Okay, hold on. We're not through yet. I'm gonna have to touch it again. I'm sorry. Here it goes.
You gotta touch it again?
I gotta dry it off so I can put the Band-Aid on. We'll never get a band. You gotta lean up here. All right, here we go. All right, okay, look at that. It's all done. Now, think about this. Think about this. What if you were to think, lean up, set up now, because I gotta be able to get to it. You gotta lean up so I can do it. All right, lean up. Now, think about this. What if you think about how good it's gonna feel when I get this Band-Aid in it and all the pain is gone? Can you think about that? Focus on that real quick. Here we go. Last thing, guys. Y'all pray for it. We do this. All right, here it goes. All right, look at that. You doing it? Blow a bubble, blow a bubble, blow. You did it. All right, yay. She got it. Okay, you can smile now. You can breathe. All right, boy, that was tough. You know what though, Miss Brenda? Here we are trying to talk to the children this morning. You know what? You skinning your elbow like that. You want me to kiss? I'm not going to kiss your elbow. Listen, you know what this reminds me of a story in the Bible? Do you know that?
Really?
It really does.
Somebody skinned their elbow in the
No,
Bible?
there was a group of people in the Old Testament called the Israelites. And the Israelite people, years before, had gotten over into Egypt because they had a great famine, and when they went over there, they kind of got enslaved. You know what it means to be enslaved? It means people not treating you real well at all and making you do everything and do all the work and beating on you and all kinds of stuff. And they would have to build bricks the old-fashioned way. They didn't have a brick-making machine. They had to do it by probably stomping in the mud and mixing the water in it and throwing straw. They talked about in the Old Testament. They talked about putting straw in there. And it was a tough job. And you know what? If they didn't work good, what happened to them? They got whipped. And boy, they get on their back and all over it. That would hurt. You think that hurt? That would hurt anything. Talking about hurt. Well, you know what happened to them? They just got tired of it. They got enough of it and they began to cry, God, please help us. Save us, Lord God. And you know what happened God did? God's so good. And Father's so good. He heard their cries and he got ready to send somebody to go rescue them. Now, this is a real interesting story. You know why it's so interesting? Because the very person that God sent when he was just a small baby. Think about this. God had already set up a plan and he allowed this young baby to be, well, let me tell you what was happening. The mother, okay, I know we're not going to touch it. Just be still. No, we're going to be all right. Remember, we got to teach kids here. This small baby was put in a basket and hid because she did not want him to be harmed. And they put him in the river to hide him.
Why would she put him in a basket?
She was hiding him, man, and put him in that basket. She built a basket.
Why would she want to do that?
Well, because they were wanting to kill him.
Why would they want to kill a baby?
They were trying to kill all the little Israelite children.
All the babies?
Well, they tried to get them. And let me tell you something. I don't know about you, but
Those are bad people.
That was some bad times, wasn't it? And so her mother hid him in a basket, put him in a river, and she sent her daughter along so that she could watch the basket to see what would happen. Now, she had this basket waterproof, and it floated and floated and floated. And next thing you know, guess who shows up? Pharaoh's daughter. I mean, here's the Egyptian king or whatever you want to call Pharaoh of that time, and then a daughter shows up. Now that could have been really dangerous.
Was she going to go fishing?
I don't. She was going in to bathe. I think is what she was doing.
Why
and
wouldn't
so,
she go in the bathroom?
well, because that's the way they bathed back then. They
Oh.
didn't, anyway. So bottom line of it is, and we got to hurry here. So the bottom line of it is that God rescued that baby with the very daughter of the Pharaoh that was enslaving the people. Now, isn't that interesting? Now, here's real quick. Let me tell you about the quick thing here. Now, the little girl was going along, and she saw what happened. She went up to him and said, "Would you let me go get a nurse to be able to nurse this baby, a Hebrew mother, to like a woman to come?" And she said, "Sure, go get somebody." Well, guess what she did? She went and got his real mother, because in that cool.
Oh,
And she nursed him, and she brought the son to Pharaoh's daughter, and guess what she named him, guys? Y'all know who it is. It was Moses. And Moses grew up in Egypt. Here, the people are enslaved, and yet Moses, the one that's now about getting ready to rescue him, is growing up in this country. So he knows all about this area. See, God was preparing him all the way from a little child to rescue the people. So quickly, that we got to the place where now that God, they were hearing the cries. Moses had grown up, and in his growing up, he killed a man. Oh, he killed an Egyptian. You know why he killed him? Because he was beating up an Israelite guy. And Moses did not like that, and he buried him in the sand. And the next day, they were going, "Aren't you the one that, what are you going to do this to us?" And they got scared, and he got, "Oh, no, they're going to know what I did." And he ran and he left. He left and he went away, never to come back to that country.
Yeah.
Well, God had a plan. You know what his plan was? He wanted him to go back there and to get his people and set them free. Boy, I don't know about you. That would have been scary, wouldn't it? To think about having to go back where you knew you could be in trouble. He knew what the Pharaoh was like. He understood what would happen to him if probably he went back. And Moses began to make all kinds of excuses. You know what he said? "God, I don't know about this. I can't speak very well."
He couldn't speak.
Now, he said he couldn't talk very well. And you know what God told him? Said, "That's okay. I'm going to be with you. You know what? I'll send somebody with you." And guess who got to go with him? It wasn't Pete. It wasn't George. It was, who was it, guys? It was Aaron. Moses' brother got to go and speak with him. And man, Moses went up and finally got some nerve after God showed him some neat stuff. He went in there and God began to do great things in front of Pharaoh, like there was plagues. Do you know that Moses threw a rod down and it turned into a snake?
Really?
But you know what? Their magicians did the same thing. But Moses' snake went and ate all their snakes up. And then, you know what else happened? The water turned to blood the next time we went back, because he said, "Let my people go or you're going to have another plague." And there were frogs, and then there were flies, and there was, oh man, I could just talk on and on. There was just all kinds of plagues. And finally, the very last straw, man, was that God was going to send the death angel to get the firstborn of everything. And you know what, the Israelites, but that would have been bad for the Israelites. But you know what God did? He had a plan for them. He had them to put blood on their doorpost, and the death angel passed right by. Well, that made Pharaoh mad when his son died. He was mad, saying, "Get out of here, leave, take all your people with them and go." So they go, and they're getting out in the desert, and they're going, and everything's going good. And then you know what he does? He changes his mind. And he's mad. He's like, "I'm going after them. I'm going to get them after all." Now here Moses is out in the wilderness with no protection, know what to do. And they're heading, and now they're getting up close to the Red Sea. And here Pharaoh's coming, and the armies are coming, and they're marching.
No.
And I don't know about you, but I'd have been pretty scared about them, wouldn't you?
What are they?
Moses
what are
took
they
his
gonna do?
staff and put it in the water, and guess what happened to the Red Sea? He went, and it just divided up, and the people of Israel walked on dry ground in the middle of the Red Sea and went to the other side.
In the middle of the Red Sea?
In the middle of the Red Sea. And guess what? When Pharaoh's army got in the middle of the Red Sea,
Wait. Did the Israelites get over to the other side?
they got all of them to the other side. And when Pharaoh started following them down, and his armies followed him down in there, guess what? The waters came back in, and God drowned all of his army. Isn't that amazing? And protected them. Now, guys, I'm telling you this story today because there's going to be times in your life that you're going to have to face scary things. Maybe a test that you're not sure about. Or maybe God might have you to, your parents might have you try to clean up your room, and you're thinking, "I don't know if I can do this or not." But see, what if Moses had never done what God wanted him to do? He would have never found his purpose. So God may tell you one day to do something and you think, ooh, it's like Miss Brenda's elbow. It's scary. I don't want to do. But think about what it's going to be if you fulfill God's plan. It's going to be so much better than it was before. Isn't that cool? Well, guys, I'm sorry to say this. We've run out of time, Miss Brenda, and it's time for us to say goodbye. You guys have a great day.
My elbow's feeling
and Miss
better.
Brenda's elbow's feeling a lot better. God bless you.